that Daniel wasn't going to eat the flesh that Nebuchadnezzar and the Babylonians wanted to feed him. That's what he wasn't going to do. Right? He wasn't going to eat the flesh they wanted to feed him. Yeah. Now, what does that represent? Because we know that has to be revealing something in Jesus.
Sure. It's a belief system.
Right.
He was living by faith. He was living by a belief system. They were living by works.
Right.
So that's the meat he was not.
That's exactly right. It's speaking forward to him resting in God and his grace and not resting in the works of his hands.
Right. And even though he was actually not eating the food provided by the king, that's not what that was really saying of him and what was coming out of his heart.
That's exactly right.
You know?
Babylon is not speaking about a specific nation in the spirit of prophecy. Babylon is speaking about the group of people that come together and decide they're going to live by the works of their own hands. It's not talking about one nation. It's not talking about Rome. It's not talking about America. It's not talking about Jerusalem. It's not talking about any of these places. Babylon is talking about all those who will believe on the works of their own hands for life. And that's what it means to be marked by the beast. Yeah. The mark of the beast. The beast. What did Nebuchadnezzar become? A beast. Mm-hmm. Imagine that. I wonder if that's telling us anything about what the mark of the beast is. Now notice what Nebuchadnezzar did. He erected a statue of himself. Yeah. And when you look at the measurements of that statue, it's 6. 6, the number of man. And then he wanted everyone to worship the statue. Well, later on, Nebuchadnezzar becomes a beast, demonstrating that the mark of the beast is to believe or worship the works of your own hands. And should you worship the works of your own hands, you will become like a beast, for your flesh will lust out all over the place and take your members captive and make you do things that you don't want to do. Just like a dog can't help himself but to sniff crap, or to sniff the other dog's butt, or to eat throw up. The beast cannot control itself. It's just running around doing whatever. Sure. That's what the mark of the beast talks about. So Nebuchadnezzar was the king of Babylon. And so it's much more about not one physical nation. It's much more about the group of people that would make the works of their own hands their food for life. That's what Babylon is talking about. So when Daniel was fasting from the food that Babylon was giving him, what food were they giving him? They were giving him flesh for food. Sure. And he was not going to eat that flesh. He was not going to ascribe to their way of thinking, to their belief system. Instead, he was going to believe God. And we see God in the person of Jesus with them in the fire. Yeah. What is he doing in the fire? He's setting them free from the bands of wickedness, from oppression, from affliction.
That's good.